Hello everyone. How you doing? I was just watching the stream with Ryan. Hope you had some good learnings. It was cool. How you doing? Probably you'll be tired with all these streams. Um, just let's wait a couple of minutes because probably someone after the stream just went to grab some drinks. Meanwhile, I'll just send you the link to check in. Oops, sorry, not that one. Sorry, I just missed the URL. Okay, let's go. This one. Yo, how you doing? How it's the week? It's nearly the ending. Sad to see that, but hope you had some great experiences. You hope you talked with a bunch of people, and I wish you the best learning. Just let me present uh, one the stream. Sorry, the the screen. Okay, this one. Let's go. Um, yeah, let's see what are we learning today. Okay, so the session's name is Real World API Integration Case Studies. Okay, it sounds like some great magic, and it is. Thank you. um, and we will learn just some. Okay, let's go. First of all, we all know this point what an API is. It's probably boring for you to listen again and again the concepts, the pull request, the get request. Probably you've all heard of that. If not, I recommend you to visit all the streams like the introduction to APIs, the API. Well, there's a bunch of API streams because obviously this is the API week, and if you missed something, just go back and get some basics, and you can watch the stream after it ended. So no worries about that. Uh, uh, yes, this was a fun week. Learned a lot. Yeah, great to see that. I appreciate the repetition. Okay, so can you describe if someone asks you what an API is or not, Farawa? Yes, no, maybe, half, just get requests. What's the answer? Okay, so let's go. First of all, let's see how an API would work in a real world environment, let's say, or in a real world uh, application. So this, for example, you can see in the screen. Just ignore the huge tab here with a bunch of useless things. Yeah, sorry for that. So let me close some. Uh, well, okay, not necessary to be honest. Crude. Okay, okay, okay. Just creating and deleting and modifying some great stuff. Um, okay, so what's an API? Okay, what we can see here in the middle is the API, and as you can see here, it's the website, the mobile, social, wearable, IoT, physical store. Basically, what this means is that when we have a product, a software platform, an e-commerce, whatever, we have um, there we don't create the backend, for example, in the iOS app. Okay, probably someone did it. I did it. I created some back in the day, some PHP websites with the backend, the front end, the CSS just embedded, and creating some style tags in the HTML. And now things got more sophisticated, and you need like it's good to have a framework, and then you got the front end, the JavaScript here. You have an API where you get the requests and the data from. So basically, imagine you have a software. It's much easier and maintainable to have an API with all the services like getting information, saving records, retrieving records from the database, changing things, making some models, whatever. And then you have the website, the mobile, the social media, the wearable, the Internet of Things, physical stores, an iPad, whatever. And you just get the same data from the same API. So basically, you have all things centered into an API. Okay, so it's much easier to modify and to maintain, basically. So yeah, then you have all the different services you offer. You have a website, mobile, etc. Then you have the API where you do the magic and do your things, and then pass data to customer experience. Well, just ignore this, and then you have the backend, okay, where you have the database and microservices. So let's go with another. Yeah, basically this one, for example, it's just an example, and then you have the API events occurring, and then you have the commerce services where you get the pricing, the promotion. Well, here you can just have different engines or different services, or you can just make one service with all. Try to not to separate the services, okay, because it will be much easier to maintain. And probably if you have a big team or some big technology, uh, and a lot of software, probably you want to, have maybe three teams. One of them just focused on this part, another team focused on this part, and another one focused on this part. Okay, so then you can send emails, for example, from the service through the API events, send notifications to the push notifications. Um, Add items, send sales and offer notifications, whatever. So yeah, as you can see, it's much centered and easier to understand. And today we're going to learn how to use actually APIs in real world and how we can find use cases. Okay, let's say you're in a hackathon. Okay, you've never used an API before. You're in a hackathon and you and your team wants to make some kind of application where the user with, I don't know, with the location, then you get the address, the zip code, whatever, and you need to use an API. Okay, a lot of people just, sometimes it's kind of intimidating because it's just a bunch of documentation, a bunch of endpoints, a bunch of token, these auth keys, the secret, the API key. I don't know what to do. This is just stressing. I don't want to do this. I just want to go home and sleep. And I was good at home. Why did I come here? I don't want you to listen to this, and all that stuff. Well, it never happened to me because I really love hackathons, but probably somewhere, somehow happened to someone in some hackathon that just wanted to sleep and just go home and eat some pizza. So yeah, let's deal with that, and let's see step by step how to read the documentation, how to use the endpoints, how to try to apply that API to a real code just to get the data. Let's try to create, just I will put myself into someone's new that wants to use an API. In this case, we will be using an API that gets flight information and flight prices from airlines and all that stuff, just to try to, I don't know, let's say you want to build a website that aggregates all different flights from different websites, and you want to allow the user to book the flight from your website, whatever. Let's see how we can use that API. It's called it's from Amadeus. It's basically a GDS. GDS is a global distribution system. um, GDS, let me see if we can uh, again, let me see if I can find some graph. Structure. I just want to see like a diagram. Let me see if this works. Oh, okay. So basically, yeah, there we have some different. Okay, so GDS, for example, Amadeus will be using this one. Let's think about it like center of data, and airlines, hotels, car rental systems, travel services providers, whatever, send all their data to Amadeus. Okay, so let's say I'm American Airlines, okay, or Delta. I just send to Amadeus all my data. Like I have all these flights at these fares, these prices, with these luggage options, with these seats, free seats, whatever. And then Amadeus, what it does, here you can see um, intermediaries. Okay, so basically these intermediaries here, oh sorry, these intermediaries here, this is like the travel agency. Okay, let's say for example you want to build a website with Amadeus, then you build a website, you're an intermediary, you get this data and these prices, you and book these flights with Amadeus, and then you sell it to the retail, okay, to the person that just goes to the web. This is like the person that goes to the website and say, hey, let me search into, for example, I don't know, Pranav or Farawa or Green Yoshi website. Okay, so let's say Pranav, Farawa, and Green Yoshi have a website, and this is Farawa. Let me see. This is Farawa. This is Green Yoshi, and this is Pranav. Okay, so you use the Amadeus API, the API we are using today, and you get all this data from the different services. Okay, the system, the airline system from different airlines, the hotels, all the hotels, the car rental system, whatever, and airlines, for example, let's say American Airlines sell the ticket to Amadeus for, I don't know, 20% less, and Amadeus sells it to you for 17% less, and you can sell it a little bit higher to the retail and make some profit. Okay, so basically this is how a global distribution system works. And in this case, basically Amadeus, what it has this API, and with this API it allows you to do a bunch of things: look for flights, for hotels, book them, actually make the reservation, get the tickets, book seats, book bags if you have one to add extra bags, whatever. Okay, and they have like hundreds of airlines integrated into the system, and thousands of hotels. So this is the plan for today. Okay, and if you have any question, please, if you have any question, this is one of the last streams, sadly, in this Global Hack Week. So I don't want you to leave the API week without having like 100% of understanding of how APIs work. If you have any kind of question, don't be shy. This is not a place to be shy. Okay. If you're shy, you can just, I don't know, change your username or something and just ask the question. And yeah, so please ask anything. Okay. Okay, let me see. We have two questions here. Are we using two APIs? We will be using the Amadeus API, but if you want, we can use another one of your choice. Just choose the API you want to use, and let's go through that. Okay, so you can see a real world integration with an external API, and yeah, let me see. Can you elaborate this airline and architecture stuff? Okay, um, okay, let's go with this one. Okay, basically airlines have different fares. Okay, so they can sell it to the in their websites. For example, let's say American Airlines or Qatar Airways, they send well, they have their information like the available seats, the flights, the flight number, the seats, sorry, yeah, the prices, whatever, and they sell it on their website. That's cool. And then what they do is they sell all these seats. For example, they provide all this information to the GDS, the global distribution systems like Amadeus, Sabre, Galileo, whatever, And Amadeus, in this case, what it does is, okay, thank you airline for all this information. I will try to sell you this all these seats, and let's make a profit. Okay. So what Amadeus does, it sells it to other flight aggregation platforms like eDreams, Skyscanner, whatever. And basically, what they do, they, well, not Skyscanner, not, because they basically redirect you to the airline site. So for example, eDreams, I don't know if you know eDreams. It's basically an aggregation site. Okay, it's called eDreams here in Spain. I don't know if it works everywhere, but yeah, for example, this one, and you just search for flights. Okay, you go here. So basically, what they do, they get all this information from um, the GDS. Probably, I think they use Sabra or Amadeus. I think Amadeus, and basically, the airline says, "Hey, you have these fares, okay? 108 euros to Zurich, Switzerland from Barcelona, blah blah blah. You can choose which one you want and select the one you want, and you just can book the flight, okay? So basically, oops, sorry. So basically, this is how the system works. Okay, it's kind of difficult to understand, but yeah, the airline industry is kind of tough because sometimes a lot of people complain because they say, hey, they have to refund me some money, but I don't have the money yet, and they take a lot of time, and I'm pissed off, whatever, because the industry of airlines is, you, let's say you book the flight 6 months earlier or 3 months. The money you paid, they've already spent it, so they don't have that money because you just pay in advance. And they operate with money that's already paid, but they don't, like, you don't go to the airport and pay. Well, sometimes yes, but most of the times no. So you just pay before, and they provide the service later. So when they provide the service, they already spend your money. So sometimes they don't have that money just to give it back. They have to wait a little bit more just to get all that cash from new travelers that are booking future flights. It's kind of mess, but yeah. What API would you recommend for general use? What do you mean general use? Like for flights or for maps? Like to get maps? There's a bunch of APIs. Let me see. There was a website called uh, API library. It's called Rapid API. I think it's this one. Yeah. Okay. So there's this website. Oops, not this one. V. Oh, actually, it's a singer. Uh, library. Okay, okay. Do you know this website? It's called Rapid API. So basically, here you can find a bunch of different APIs, and depending on what you want, you can just go and use it. I don't know if you want a weather API, real time Glassdoor data, you want a US real estate data, whatever. So yeah, it depends on which one. Here we have a NASA API, News API. We will figure out that later, and maybe NASA and News and whatever. Basically, I'm asking, is it possible to use two APIs in today's session? Yeah, of course we can do that. It's kind of easy. So, because basically you just try to make the request, but with different APIs and different endpoints. But yeah, you can use a bunch of APIs in the same project. We can use any API, not specifically NASA. Just randomly set it because it's one of the challenges in MLH hackathon. Okay, so maybe uh, we use another one. Okay, you shared a repo of API already. Well, actually, that's the API we built. Okay, so today we're going to see more like professional APIs that we want to use in future projects, and not just yeah. Or are APIs used for specific cases? Yeah, it depends on the project you want to build and the data you want to get from whatever you want. So if you want to get weather data, you're not going to use the, I don't know, the US real estate API, because you will get like real estate data here, you know? You probably want to look for an API that gives you the information you need for your projects. What are some websites where free APIs are available? Actually, in this one, you can search for free APIs too. Let me see. I know there's a bunch. This is a totally free API for every website. Free AI image. So there's a bunch of, you can search in these websites in Rapid API. There's a bunch of free ones. So don't worry about that. Uh, yeah. For real estate data, weather API. Yeah, that will be interesting if you get right data. Okay, it will be a respectful thing. Okay, so let's go. Let's go to some. Now I want you to be 100% with me. Okay, so if you don't understand anything, last day of MLH API week, and I'm gonna miss your session. All coaches are excellent, but by the way you articulate things in your code in Python, that is my favorite. Yeah, thank you so much. Thank you. That was cool to read. So let's go. Let's go. I'm trying not to scream because it's kind of late here in Spain, so people are sleeping. Okay, let's go. So for example, let's see this API. Okay, this one is kind of. Let me just make it bigger, bigger, and bigger, and bigger, and I think that's enough. Okay, so we're not going to use this one because this one is kind of a mess. Okay, not a mess. It's really good, but they have a bunch of endpoints. The outfit, for example. Okay, let's see. This one, for example, is kind of tough to use because there's some constraints. Okay, because probably you know Binance. It's a um, cryptocurrency exchange. So basically, there's a bunch of security things. Okay, for example, you need to make requests from specific IPs because you have to register manually the IP where you're doing the request from. Imagine that, for example, let's say someone steals the API key and secret from me. They cannot access the data because they're probably accessing from a random API, sorry, IP, computer IP. So they have to be in the IP. So the IP must be like whitelisted so they can see the data from my account of my cryptocurrencies or whatever. So it's kind of mess. You have to set a bunch of things, and will be kind of hard to understand. So basically, you have here, for example, categories. Okay, the wallet endpoints. Basically, they give you an the endpoint, a description on what it does, and basically some kind of response. Okay, all coins information. Okay, so with this endpoint, and they give you the parameters. This is really important. We've talked about this yesterday. When you have a documentation, you have to specify the parameters that it takes, the types, the length, if it's mandatory or not. You can add a description, so if someone's testing your API, can see, oh, okay, so this parameter must be a long, but I'm getting a string, so something's wrong. And if the API eats the string, when I see eats, I mean like accepts it, there's something wrong with this data validation because it must be a long, okay? Because otherwise it can inject code that you don't want. So then you can have some problems on the back end. So yeah, really important, the type, okay? And the parameters. In this case, we take two parameters, okay? The timestamp and the rec window, whatever this is, and you make the request, and then you get this response. Okay, you have the coin, the freeze. Basically, it's the money that it's freezed. You cannot move because there's some positions open with that amount. So let's say you have a Bitcoin. and you have an order, a sell order of zero point 0.5 bitcoins, zero point 0.5. So 0.5 bitcoins will be froze, okay, until you close the position or you sell it, the order or whatever. So this is what freeze means. And free basically means that you can sell it or whatever, because it's not in open orders. Uh, Binance, no, it's too complicated. I spent 3 days on debugging on the API mess. Please take a simple. Yeah, yeah, yeah. I know, I know. I'm not taking this one. Okay, I will take a much simpler one because, as I told you at the beginning, Binance is a mess. It's really complicated to deal with. But yeah, yeah, yeah. I just want to show you the documentation and how you can go through the documentation. We will be working on the other. API, the flight booking one. It's quite easy. It's really easy to use. Just you have to add some parameters like the destination, the origin, the dates, whatever, and you can just get some flights. Okay, so we will be using that one. But I just want to show you like how to go through the documentation a little bit, so you can just, as there's a quote um, that said, don't give me a fish, show me how to fish. Okay, so I'm not giving you a fish, I'm showing you how to fish. Okay, so I'm just showing you how you can, go through all this documentation, because sometimes you go to Google Maps API and there's like a bunch of endpoints, a bunch of services, different things, or the cloud. I just want to, show you like the basic things you have. It's really basic if you see it that way. You have the sorry, the endpoint, okay, where you send in the request. You have the name of the parameters, and then you have the response. Okay, so this is what you send, and this is what you get. Easy. And this is the method. It's a get, it's a post, whatever. And here you can have some constraints. Okay, some details like the query time period must be less than 30 days. Support query within the last 1 month only. If start time and end time not sent, return records of the last 7 days by default. So basically, can you see here? Yes, the mandatory one. So basically, if you don't send this, like you don't specify the first day and the last day, it will just give you the 7 days by default. So this no mandatory. It's not necessary. The time stamp it is, and the type obviously it is. So margin spot basically is the money you have. Margin is when you trade with margin. For example, margin basically for people that are not too much into finance. See it this way, okay? Margin, there's some leverage, and you can trade, for example, with a margin of 2-1. Okay, basically that means that uh, you have like credit or something that it doubles what you have. Let's say I have $100 and I'm trading with a margin of 2-1. Basically, I'm trading like I have $200 because it's like two by what I have. That is good because you earn twice as much if it goes up, but if it goes down, you lose twice as much. So in that case, if the asset goes below 50%, you will lose all your money. It doesn't have to go down by 100% because you're 2 by 1. So they will close your position, take the your money just to cover their loss. Okay. So basically, this is what margin means, and futures is like trading with futures or derivatives or whatever you want to call it. So yeah, and here you have a bunch of actually I have an API. I've used it for a trading bot because I have a trading bot, but it was made in Golang, and it's kind of easy to use. But if someone is interested on that repo and read the code, just give me, I don't know, uh, uh, send me a message or something, and I will just send the, because I think I have it in private in GitHub, so you can learn something. So yeah, basically this is it. Okay, this is some basic concepts on how to run through the API. So let's go with an before we go with the real example and the code and dive in. Let's see another example. Someone said the NASA API. Let's go. Let's see what NASA API has. Um, let me see. Let me see. API documentation. Okay, document. So this is okay. As you can see, is the official one. Okay, documentation. Okay, let's say I'm in a hackathon. Okay, and I'm someone of you, and I want to use this API. I just come here. Okay, so someone can say, "Oh, what's this? Periodic orbits, identification, whatever." Let's go with this one. Fireball, atmospheric impact data reported by US government sensors. Okay, let's go with this one, Fireball. So you have a bunch of things here. Okay, first of all, we can see a clean documentation. Okay, it's really clean. We have specified all these different. Okay, let me see. Okay, so the Fireball data API provides a method of requesting specific records from the available data set. Every successful query will return content representing one or more Fireball data records. Okay, so it just explaining what it does. Um, Whatever. Okay, so now we have here the get request. Okay, this, to get some information. Example query. HTTP return available data information from whatever. Let's try this. Okay, so let's go and make a curl. Okay, it will be just like it will be a header. Let me see. If we can just make okay, just a quick. I'll give you a quick tip. Oops, sorry, I have here the. Oops, my postman. Okay, sorry, folks, because I have I have a little bit. Uh, okay, I think you can see this. Just close this. I was testing some things here to see if everything works fine. Okay, so you just run this here, say, okay, it works. If you go here to the code, okay, did you see this? This thing here, you just click it and you have the curl. Okay, so basically with this curl, you can copy this and you can basically go to a terminal. Oops. Uh, okay. Okay, you can go to a terminal. Sorry, clear, and you paste this here. You can use JQ dot. Basically, this one is for making it more. Because let's try it like this. Okay. Okay, you get all this information. If you want to make it a little bit more visual, you can. I recommend you to use basically. Let me save this one. Okay. So basically, what I recommend you is just go to the. Okay. You just this one. You pass this one. You put like the bar. Okay, the vertical bar, and just type JQ space dot. That's what we'll do. It will just beautify all the JSON. Uh, okay, there are many API. We have to choose one according to our needs. Yeah. Above message is related to NASA. Yeah, as we can see here in the website, we've seen at the beginning. Yeah, this is the different APIs they offer and with different data. I think maybe because I don't know about astronomy, to be honest, but maybe it's some kind of really unrelated topics and they want to make it more clear. So they separated all these data. So it makes sense then. So now we have the API and we successfully made our first request. Okay. So again, I recommend you just, if you don't have any parameters, anything else, just to get request, you want to copy it, use Postman, because sorry, sorry, because at the beginning it's really helpful, because you don't know, like, if I have to put the header, what the cookies are, what's whatever. You just copy this here, it works. Send, it works. Just copy the curl. Okay. So most of you must think, okay, so why do I need this code thing here? This is the interesting thing here. Okay. You have, for example, let's say we want to make this request from a code. Okay, let's go here. I will just delete all this. Well, yeah, just delete all this. We'll recover that. So let's say we want to make this request from the code and we want to get the data from the code. Okay. So basically we can go here and probably we will see somewhere Python requests. Okay. Or HTTP client. It's some different libraries to make the request. So you choose which one you want. In this case, we will be use requests. Boom. What's this? This is amazing, isn't it? Let's go. Let's copy this code. We can just go to here, paste the code, magic. Let's try the code. So let's type Python run, oh, sorry, main.py. Hey, it works. So I would see pretty, no, I don't think if this will work. I think if Mongo it work. No, it doesn't work here. Okay, like probably there's a bunch of ways to make it prettier, but yeah, we have the response here, and if we go to the code, it makes sense. It's something similar. To be honest, I don't know what this data is. So you might think, oh, what this data is. Let's go to the documentation. So query parameters. Okay, it gives us the all the different parameters that we can add. For example, this one is with the parameters. The first one is without. Has a limit of 20 records, and you have a bunch. Data output. Okay, so this is really important because basically it tells you how the data, what you will receive. Okay, so basically you have a sample of data, for example, in this case, fields. Let's go here. You have to go at the beginning. Uh, uh, it's not funny to. Okay. 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 I was just about to cry. Okay. So you have the signature. Let's go here. Okay. Makes sense. Then you have the source. Doesn't make. Oh, okay, yeah, it makes sense. I was just trying to find an excuse. You have the version, it works, and then you have the count. Where is the count? Okay, the count is here. The fields. So the fields. So I think this is how the this is really important because this is how you know what how to interpret the data. So first of all, you have the date. Okay, so the date in this case is this one. So, and the latitude direction. To be honest, I don't know what all this means, but probably if you did something with uh, what if you know what you want to do, so probably you know all this information what it is. So basically, you have here the fields: data, energy, impact, E. So I assume this is the date. I assume it's in order because obviously it should be in the same order. And then you have the energy 3.3. I don't know what this is. I don't know if it's in joules, in kilowatts, whatever. And this is where you get all the information and the HTTP response, whatever. And here you can see all the different response information and what it is. Okay, so and probably you can choose even the fields you want to retrieve. So if you know what you're doing and you know about astronomy or whatever, so it will be really helpful. Okay, so this is basically how to use it. As you can see, it's really simple in this case, and I think it's more simple because there's no API keys, there's no tokens, there's no We will see how to get tokens and how to get all this stuff with Amadeus. So basically, Amadeus, how it works is that you have an API key, an API secret, but the requests are done with a token. So you have to use these two keys to get the token from a request, and then use that token to make the other request. Okay, it's a little bit tricky. It's easy, but it's a little bit tricky. So you can see how we can make different responses and how to take information from a response and do another one and play with it. So you can understand a little bit how this authentication and authorization works. We've done a stream about authentication and authorization. Let's put that in practice with a real API. So in this case, NASA, our NASA friends are really helpful, and they're like, okay, there you go, the API. I don't want to know how do you use it. Just use it. There's no limit. There's no API keys. You don't need an account. So that's pretty cool. Okay. Let me see if you have any question or any comments. I wasn't aware about jQuery flag with pipe. Cool way, and that kind of thing in Postman is super helpful. Yeah, it's super super helpful. There's even another one called curl to Python request. Is this one? Okay, it's really helpful one. You can just note it if you don't know how it works. Let's see how it works. Okay, so basically you can go here. Sorry, it's too small. Okay, let's go here and say, okay, I have this curl. Okay, imagine you have this curl here, and you say, oh, I need the code for Python. Boom, there you go. And you might think, oh, this is different, and why the cookies are here and the other thing here. Oh, why? Basically, it's the same. Okay, it's basically here it sets the cookies in the cookies, and it sets the cookies parameter with the cookies, and here it makes the header. Okay, so basically we can just copy this, and you'll see it's basically the same thing. Okay, sorry for that. Okay, we can just copy this here, go here, and print response text. And instead of just putting the cookies here, we can just uncomment this here and delete the cookies, okay? And if we run this, we probably should have the same response. Yeah, exactly. So basically you can choose where to put the cookies. I recommend you to put them separate, okay? Not in the headers, because sometimes they can get a little bit tricky, the cookies, and you just want to differentiate which one, and it's just some extra line, so it will be really helpful. So if we put a limit of 1, yeah, probably we'll just take 1. Okay, so that's great. So it's working. Put the cookie put the cookie down. Okay. Good joke though. I don't know if it was a joke, but good joke. um okay, so something jar. um I don't know why they call it jar. Cookie. I don't know. There's some technology and food stuff mixed there. So I don't know if it's just a conspiracy of mine, but I think that someone's controlling the cookies and they just want. Nah, just kidding. Okay, let's go. Let's go with the other one and see what we can do. Sorry for the jokes, folks. If you not comfortable with them, I'm sorry. I'm just the way uh, I am and cannot change myself, sadly. Okay, so let's try another one. Okay, so now you understand a little bit what are we going to do and how a little bit how you can just work with them. I already showed you the Postman tool here. This one is pretty helpful, to be honest. And if you have like some large requests, you can just use it to because if okay, just a small trick. It doesn't need to be an API to use it. Okay, if you go here, for example, we've done another stream about scrapping websites, and we've done another one about scraping websites that I showed you, and I think you were listening, right? So if you want, we want to get some information from a website, we can just copy here the curl. Okay, basically the curl is the request that it's been done to to get the HTML, whatever. If we copy and paste directly here the curl, as you can see, did you see that? Did you see that? Whoa! It just turns all like this huge curl into different pieces. That's amazing. So basically, you get all the different pieces put here, and I don't know the parameters. In this case, we don't have, and the headers. And if you go here again, you can have the curl code or the Python code. So you can just go here and get the Python code, just paste it in your Python program, and you can make the request. It's pretty easy. And if you don't like this tool, you can use this one. Okay, it's basically the same that we've used, and you have the headers and the response and whatever. Let me see if there's any question. So, um, thank you, thank you. You should start stand-up comedy as a side hustle. Yeah, I was thinking about that, but my mom told me that she was gonna kick me of the house, so I left my dreams. That's the fun way of learning new things. So whenever I will eat cookie, it will remind me your analogy. Yeah, sadly. Um, yeah, of course. Jokes are a part of learning. It makes hard things simpler. Yeah, thank you. Thank you for the comments. Okay, let's go now with the API that we want to use. Okay, so we want to build right now a flight booking side. Let's say we want to give, just to give the ability to people just to go to our website, look for flights and book them. Okay, let's go to the API. So let's go from scratch. Okay, Amadeus for developers. You've probably seen this a bunch of times. And you know you just you just go to the website and say, hey, I just want to see the documentation, and you probably get sometimes scared, sometimes not. And in this case, we have a really simple documentation. It says create an account. That's cool. Activate your account. Probably, yeah, just confirming the email like all websites. Get your API key. Okay, now you just show you how to get the API key. You probably seen this a bunch of times. Calling the API. So here's the tricky thing. Okay, creating the request. Before making your first API call, you need to get your access token. For security purposes, we implemented the OAuth process that will give you. It's really simple. Okay, it sounds a little bit complicated, but we will see this in a moment, and it's pretty simple. Will give you your access token based on your API key and secret to retrieve token. You need to send the post request to the endpoint with the correct content type, header, embody, replace, client ID, whatever. So basically, what this means is that through the website, we get the API key and the API token. We will see that. Actually, I don't mind showing the keys because probably you can just make some simple requests. So let's use this one, okay? So I created an app. In this case, you can create a new app here, test, whatever. And basically you have, oops, okay. So basically you have the API key and the API token, okay? So we go here, Byron test one, and we have the two keys, okay? Again, I don't mind because probably I will delete the app after the stream. So you can probably make just a couple of requests. Let me see. I just see the another comment. Tell Mama that you're gonna make people happy with your new job. Yeah, I tried to explain, but it didn't work. What exactly is the concept of using Amadeus? Basically, Amadeus is the concept is we want to make an aggregator engine, okay, like eDreams that we saw before, that you can create a website for users to just search flights and hotels, for example, and give them the ability to book them. So basically, Amadeus is the person that gives us those tickets, because we cannot go directly to the airline to get the tickets. Now there is something called NDS, for example, and basically it's a new system of just the airlines giving the tickets directly to the agents without the Amadeus as an middleman, because there's some commissions and some really, it's really tough to get like these travel agencies and all these permissions, whatever. So they just want to make like a line from airline to the agent. Okay, so in the future, American Airlines will have an API that you can directly book flights from there. But for the moment, Amadeus is like the middleman that gives you the API to book the flights and search for flights. And Amadeus takes care of getting all this information, all these flights, all these available rooms from hotels, rental cars, whatever. So basically, Amadeus is a middleman. We just use Amadeus to say, hey, show me the flights you have from the airlines, and let me just book a flight for my client, aka the user that's using the API. So Amadeus, the middleman between my postman and the servers in NASA. So in this case, you cannot use NASA and Amadeus because it doesn't make sense. Because, for example, if you want to allow someone to book a flight, you probably don't need NASA information. Well, probably you can say to the user, hey, there's this asteroid that it's coming near the Earth in this position. Don't take a flight or something like that. But in this case, it doesn't make that much sense to do that. But you can integrate, for example, Amadeus with an airport API to get data from airports. And in your website, you can say, hey, there's this flight on Monday, but if you took this flight on Thursday or Wednesday, there's 60% less people in the airport and the queues are less. You could wait less, whatever. So you can use these two different APIs to get the flights. And if the user selects the flight, say, hey, there's this problems on the road, whatever, don't take a taxi to the airport. You can just integrate two different services. For example, Amadeus, what they have to is they have like all these stands in airports to do the check-in. So they have like these machines, like rectangular machines, so you just put the passport and they give you the ticket. These kind of things you can just mix a little bit two different technologies and make something with that. So yeah, and let's go. So the thing here is we need to make this API request, okay, to get a token. If we go here, let's delete this. Okay, if you have any questions, just put it on the comments. I will try to read them every 5 minutes or so, and answer the questions, just not to stop too much. So now there's the client ID field and the secret. So we go to the website here and say, let's copy the API key, just put it here, and just copy the secret. Okay, send. Okay, so we get a token here, as you can see, the access token, the client ID, application name. Okay, we've seen this, Amadeus OAuth token. So basically, for other requests, we need to use this token, the following token. So let's go to the website to see another example. Okay, now we have this, we have the token. Let's try to make this this request. Okay, so if we go, let me just delete this tab so you don't get confused. But let's go with this one. Okay, so I'm trying to look flights with a destination, well, whatever, with from Paris with a max price of 200 euros. Okay, So in this case, just go authorization. As you can see here, this A, B, C, D, E, whatever. This should be the token that we got from the other request, the access token. So we take the access token, we go to the here, we put the barrier. This is a kind of authorization token. So it's a barrier token, send in request. Okay, now we have the result. Okay, so the result we have data and we have the different flights probably. Yeah, these are the different flights. Let's start with this one. Basically, it's flight destination. Origin is Ori. Ori is Paris. There's an airport called Ori. I think it's called Orly or something like that. Paris, Ori. Yeah, it's Orly. But yeah, the airport code is Ori, as you can see here. So it's from this airport. So and destination is Lisboa. Okay, it's Portugal. Here you can probably add the destination. Let me just try. I didn't see the fields, but I assume it's destination BCN. I don't know, to be honest. Okay, invalid format. Probably it's dest. I think it will be easier to check the API origin. Well, we'll check the API to see how we can do that. And you have here the dates, departure date. These obviously are some fields that you can add afterwards. The return date, if you want a return trip to, the price will be 88.05. Can you see the text, or it's too small? Or can you read properly? Maybe it's small. Some people, because it's in dark mode, and sometimes dark mode messes up some stuff. It's a little bit small but readable. Okay, so I'll make it bigger so you don't say it's small. Okay, so that's my objective today. Just make it bigger so you just can stay relaxed. Just don't. Just keep your eyes good and soft. So yeah, basically this is it. You have your flight dates, whatever, a bunch of things here. Duration. Probably this won't work because we need the header. That the header is we can use authorization barrier. Okay, let's go and just copy this barrier. Probably this will work. Okay, we send this and we should get the request. Whoop. System error. Okay, some this in. Oh, let's try this here. Maybe it will work. Oh, okay. I know why it's not working. Probably because of the endpoint. But we'll see that in a moment in the documentation. So basically, you have here a bunch of flights with the different dates. This one is from Paris to Madrid, Spain, from this date to this date, from 99 euros. Okay. So yeah, you can actually check, for example, this one, currency euros. Probably you can set the currency as a parameter and just get the right one. I don't know if you want in dollars or whatever. So we've seen this. Let's make it work. Okay, let's make the code actually and see how we can. First of all, I want to create here a class called flight. Just let me make this a little bit bigger. Okay, it's good enough. If someone can confirm, that would be great. Flight engine. Okay, so first of all, we have the init. Init, and here we can have self API API URL. You can set self that API key and API self that API secret. Okay, so we go here to the website again. We copy these values, and the API URL, we will take the base URL here. Okay, in this case will be, oops, nope, it will be this one, test.api Amadeus. This one's for development. Okay, the other one will be just, let's say, in production, and it will be more like for making real flight reservations and all that stuff. So for that, you need like access. You need to submit like a request to say, hey, I wanted to make this website and I want access to real time data, whatever. So another thing interesting from airlines, okay, and this maybe will shock you because it did when I knew, it was, listen close. Sometimes did someday you just looked for a flight, for example, and when you reach like the checkout part, like for paying, the price just goes up suddenly. It's like it costs 100 euros, and when you go to pay, it just goes up like 20%. And that's because the flights you see on websites, like the price, it's not in real time, it's cached. Okay, it's in cache. So that's because that price that you see when you look for a flight, it's probably like from 2 3 hours ago, maybe 4 hours ago. And then when you go to pay, they actually update the real price, and you see the price in real time, because the price you are seeing on the results are like from 4 5 hours ago. They do it like this to save a lot of storage and memory and make the website like run smoother, and make the website like real quick. So you search for a flight and it just pops up all the results, and you say, oh, they just making all this aggregation. No, it's just catch the results with prices and all that stuff. So when you go to pay, actually, and they have to get the money, here is where the things come. Things get really interesting, because you won't gonna pay less. You're gonna pay more. So this is the secret of airlines. So before going to the checkout, just see if everything's okay. Thank you for the space. So let's go. We have the init here. Okay, so there, let's create another function called dev search flights. Well, not actually, get token. Okay, and then here we'll just print getting token, and this case will create flights equal to flight engine, and then flight get token. Okay, let's see if this works. Huh? What? Oh, oh, flights that get token should work. Get token takes 0 positional arguments, but 1 was given. What was given? I don't know. Okay, I don't know why this one. Just let me see. Okay, let me see. Oh, okay, now it's working because you needed the self. Okay, of course. So okay, this is what we're going to do. We're going to have this one to get the token, and the other one will be just okay. Sorry for that. It was my niece. Let me see. I think okay. I think half of the screen just went down. Okay. Okay, let me just read this here. Okay, thank you so much, Pranav, for joining the stream. Thank you so much, and have some rest. Make sure to check the video later. So yeah. Okay, so thank you so much, and thank you, Ghost, uh, Kosu. Sorry, Kosu. I remember. Thank you so much, everyone, for being here. I know probably it's late on your countries, and try to get some rest after the stream. Okay, so this one we will get the token, and this one will be just, I was just checking that it works. Okay, so how we get the token? Let's go to the, let me see. Let's go here, okay, to the request. Remember, just go here, okay, copy this. It's as easy as this, okay? You just go here. Okay, don't do this. Never mind. Let's write the code. Okay, don't do this. Don't use this. Okay, this tool is a mess. Don't use it. Okay, let's go to this one. Just let's go. Oh, okay. Now, oh, okay, because basically it's the Python code. Let me just get the curl. Let's do the conversion. Well, actually, you can do it. Obviously, it works, but I don't know why just indenting things really strangely. So I would just take this one. Okay, without the import even. Okay. Okay. We have the data here. Have the data here. Okay. So we will need to change this. Okay. Okay. This one's here. Great. This one's here. This one's here. Okay, great. And then we, in the response, we just put it inside requests. Okay, just import requests. Import requests. Now we have the request, the response. Okay, from this response, what we need is to get this field access token. Okay. Access token. Okay, we have the access token. We need this. Basically, we have this object return. So let's go here, and the client ID and the secret. We can just delete this from here and say use the self that API key, and here we can use the self that API secret. Okay, so client credentials. This grant type will not change, and we have the response. Okay, so if we print the response into JSON, okay, we get the information. Another trick, if you don't want, just to use JSON all the time, and you know that it's a JSON response, just copy this and pass this here. Oops, not like this. Okay, so now response, let's see, response JSON will be always a JSON. And if you want to get the field, you can just use get access token. Okay, it will be this one, this field exactly. This what it does. It basically gets you the field with the get from the dictionary. Okay, so if we run this again, we will get the token. So basically, this is all what we need. And since it's a function, we can just say, hey, return a response JSON that gets access token. And basically, we can define this as a property properly. Okay, so now we can simply, if we go here and say, hey, dev gets flights, get flights. Okay, we're not going to use this one for the moment. Get flights and token, we just use self that get tokens. Okay, because it's a property and we can just call it like this and we will get the token. And every time we need the token, we can just make the token request. And another thing here, don't use this, use format. And here you can use basically self that, oops, yeah, we can use self, that's API URL, okay? Or we can use base URL, just change this here. Okay, so basically to make things smoother, okay, let me see if there's any question here. Can I have your, I don't know if you can have my GitHub. Uh, so if you want to see what is going on, what I'm posting or something. So if you need any question or you want to check the code, because I'll be uploading the code to the GitHub repo. So yeah, if you want to stay tuned there, feel free. Well, I think there's uh, LinkedIn or something. So if you have any question or anything, don't hesitate to ask any technical question or whatever. So no, I don't make YouTube blogs. Uh, thank you, but not for the moment. Maybe if someday I stay without a job or something, I'll probably be posting some unboxings or something I like, but not for the moment. I don't have time. So yeah. Um, okay. So basically now we want the token. Let's print this. Okay. Token. So instead of now get token, we can just call get flights. And in this case, we will first call the get token. We will get the token and print the token. We will, okay, this is not what I was going to show you. Okay, this is not what I was going to show you. Okay, thank you. Okay, because we defined it as a property, so we can just call it like this. Now we have the same result. And if you call it again, probably we'll have a different token because obviously it changes. So, oh, yeah. So let's make this a one line. Okay. Okay. So we want to get the token. If you want to make it a little bit, I don't recommend that, but there's some people that will just get this, copy this, paste this here, and just go on. But I recommend you to do it like in separate way, in separate lines, because I don't know, it's easy to read. So yeah, probably is better. So now we have the token. So to get the flights, now we have the token, okay? We can make the other request, and let's see how we can make this request, okay? Here, let's see another request to get, to pass some parameters and have some different results. We don't want to, okay, so this one, for example, it gives you the request, and it gives you the response, okay? So this is the response that we get, and the request was made. So let's see if we can see if we can find other documentation for go to self. Okay, this is not search API. Let's see if here we can find some other resource. Move to production. This is not what we want. Okay. Okay, flight destinations. And go back to 8. Okay, so this is what I want. Flight offer search. Okay, flight offer search. Basically, it allows us to search for offers, and we can, what are the cheapest flights from Madrid to Paris on June 1st? This is basically, it describes what this endpoint, for example, does. Okay, so resource, let me see if we can find the endpoints, API reference and examples, and there you go. In this case, shopping flight offers. Okay, let's use this one. Try it out. Sydney. Let me see this one. I think this one will be better. Sydney to Bangkok. Execute. So, and this is the endpoint, okay? So this is what are we looking for in this case. Okay, let's go with this one. So again, probably we will just require the same token. Okay, in this case, probably it's expired, so we need to get a new one. Let's try if it's expired. Probably it is. Uh, oh, okay, actually, it's not expired. So now we have here the different offer search. So source GDS, the global distribution system, and here you got the dates and all the information, the traveler, carries, whatever. So we're going to use this endpoint here to make the request. Okay, let's use this one. The curl. Let's use the website, or we can just copy here. Sometimes if you copy here, you probably maybe the structure it's not the best one, but we can try. Okay, no worries, no worries. We can just indent this inside. Okay, okay. Sorry for this manual job. Okay, we just put this inside the get flights, and there you go. Okay, so we don't need to see the token. We know that it works. And in this case, here we can just format the string. And here we can just introduce the token that we recently got. Okay, this import is not necessary. Again, here we can change this for format self base URL. Okay, and these parameters, for example, we can say get flights origin, destination, departure dates, whatever. Yeah, well, actually, this is the MLH YouTube channel. So I think there's problem with the stream on YouTube today. I don't know exactly what's going on because I couldn't connect the YouTube, but yeah, probably you can check all their streams there. So yeah, uh, yeah, okay. So let's try to make this more parameterized uh, with parameters. Okay, origin location code. Okay, this will be the in this case the origin airport. The other one will be the destination. Will be in this case we can add any destination. Departure date will be departure date. Okay, and adults will be adults. This is the variables. Okay, I'm just oops. Uh, adults nonstop. What it was called this one nonstop. It will be basically this is if we want direct flight or just to lay over. So there you go. Let me see if I can just separate this. Maybe it's too large. Well, just let's leave it this way. So here, for example, we can call the function, okay, and we can say the origin will be Barcelona to San Francisco. The date, departure date. Okay, yeah, it will be departure date. So this is not a round trip; it's just one way. So yeah, the barrier token again, we will be using the token that we got from this request right here. Okay, so we okay, just let me separate this. I don't like really. Okay, so we have the token to make the request. We made the request with the parameters that we send to the get flights function, and then we make the get request with the URL here that we set. The headers will be this one. The payload, in this case, we can just probably just get it out. Probably will work. And let's just make this here so you can see more text. And that will be. Let's try it. Okay, so San Francisco, okay, 2022, I don't think this will work. So we can just June 20, June. Non-stop, it will be false. I don't mind if it stops. And maximum results is just one. Okay, let's try it with the console. So you, sorry, with the terminal, so you can see more results here. Python 3 main.py. Okay, so some things. This detail source pointer example false. Okay, so okay, so is this one? Probably it's this one. I think. Oh, sorry, it was not here. It was here. Okay, maybe it's this one and this one. I don't know, but oh, okay, it worked. Huh? Oh, okay, it worked. So it was not this one. Okay, so let's try to make it a little bit beautiful. Let's see, Python, JSON response, pretty print. Okay, let's see. I think there's a function or something. Basically, I don't know. There's dumps. I don't know. I never heard this. Let me see. Let me see. Let me see. Let me see. Just give me a second. It's not. This was not planned. I thought the prints will be beautiful. This is not beautiful. Okay, just let's use this. I don't know even. To be honest, I don't even know what it does because I've never used it. But this is how we try things here. So it should work. It's called DOMS. And here inside we need to put the text apparently. And with this text, we can add indent. I don't know. So this apparently should work. Okay, let's import it. Import JSON, I assume. Maybe it's not, but let's assume. We leave assuming things. So assuming is beautiful. Okay, let's see. Okay, I think this. Oh, maybe it's because we missed something here. Let's see. Now it does not even work. Okay, let's try not to beautify it. Let's try to respond text. Okay, just let's. If we do this, it should work actually. Authorization. So we're getting a J. Oh, okay, now it works. It's a JSON. So now if we try the methods, do you think it will work? I don't know. DOMs. It's just like this. It should work. Apparently it should work. Indent response. Okay, we go to the terminal. Oops. And it won't work. Oh, okay, it works. Okay, then great. So this is the data we get from the endpoint. Okay, so we've searched flights from Barcelona to San Francisco on 20 of June. Let me see if there's any question. Oh yeah, thank you. It was not actually the JSON. It was because um, the 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 response, it was not converted to JSON actually, because it was like an HTML. So it was trying to try to, I don't know, indent like an HTML. So it was not in JSON format. So that's why. And let me just hide this. Let's see. Just left. So we will search from Barcelona to San Francisco, 20 of June. So this is what we got here. So basically, itineraries, it's like the flights or the searches that we search for. Arrival, okay, so this is with the stop. So we're going first from Barcelona to Istanbul. Okay, we're going to arrive 23 well 11:35 p.m. With a departure of in at 19 well 7 p.m. And the career code is TK. I think TK, if you go to Google and you search, I think it's Turkish Airlines. Yeah, it's Turkish. Okay, so the flight will be operated by Turkish. This is the flight number. This is the aircraft code. Probably it's, I don't know what it is. Maybe an Airbus. I hope it's not a Boeing. This is the career code. The duration will be 3 hours 25 minutes, and yeah, again, and then you have another they call it segment. Basically, segment is like a part of the trip. So from Barcelona to Istanbul will be a segment, and then you have another segment from Istanbul to San Francisco or whatever. Okay, so basically, it's let's think about it like parts of the trip or segments. Yeah, segments. So yeah, okay. Just let me don't save. Okay, I had something here open, useless. So yeah, okay, we're good on time. So this is it. This is basically how you can use it, and then how we can interpretate. Interpret. Okay, how we can interpret. Yeah, it's interpret. Okay, it's interpret. So how we can use this data? Okay, let's say. So basically, we have the response, and what we can do, we can see the data structure. Okay, and see how we can go through all these segments. Interpret. Okay, thank you so much, Kosu. Okay, so we go here. We see the response. Okay, so we can just close this, and we see that we have a bunch of itinerary. Well, not going to use it here. Okay, let's go here. Let's go here. Okay, so basically we have, let's close all this. Okay, so we close this, the meta. We don't need the meta. We need the data. Okay, first of all, we need data. Then in the data, we have all these flights. Okay, so if we go here, okay, it's this one. So if we, okay, this is the JSON. So the response, let's call it flights, flights JSON. Okay, so here we have the flights. So we do for flights in flights JSON. They, oh, whoa. Okay, this was a little bit, I don't know if it will work. Let's see. Flights data. Okay, so it goes to flights and data, and then it just runs through each one. Okay, type, flight, price, total, currency, segments. Let's run this. Okay, let's just run this. I don't know if it will work. Let's see if Copilot got it right. Probably. Let's see. Okay, it doesn't work. It's okay. Itineraries 0 segment. Okay, it's not working. Okay, it's taking just the first position. This is wrong. Okay, let's see how we can interpret the data. So we have flight data. Okay, just print. Sorry, let's print flights. Let's see, we can see verify field. Mm, mm, mm. Last sticker. daytime. I don't know, just to see if we can just loop through all these results. Okay, so it's making the token response, whatever, and it's taking this one. Okay, so for flight and flights. Okay, I think why is just getting one. So probably it's oh okay. So okay, because there's only one. Okay, because this is basically the data we are the date we want to search for. So basically we need to loop itineraries. Okay, so we need to instead of JSON data itinerary. Oh sorry, let's make it standard itineraries, and then here inside we want to check the duration. Okay, itineraries, and then we just search the duration, and now we will have to get like all the different durations from the different from I okay, flight JSON data, uh data itineraries. Mm-mm-mm. Itinerary. Oh, okay. Itineraries. Okay, should get it's let me see segments. Okay, apply JSON. Okay, what we can do in this case. Hey, hi, Nitin. Yeah, sure. You can check afterwards the session. So no worries about that. Now what we can do is debug the code, okay, to see what this flight JSON gets basically. So we can just put a bullet here. It's a really cool thing to debug because you can see really the code. So basically we can debug this file, okay, run the code here. We can just run the code and go back to the file. So we can see that flight JSON here, flights JSON gets this different data structure. So we go data. Okay, we go to 0. Okay, and here itineraries. Okay, so we probably need here a 0. Let's see. Let's stop this. Let's run it directly. And let's see. Okay, so basically this is how you solve sometimes problems. Let's try the, well, actually it was just 0. Run in the book. Let's check again. Mm-mm-mm. Okay, it's the run it. Oh, okay, let me see. Here the book. Now it's listening. We stop here. We check the data. Okay, we have data. We have 0. Okay, we have okay, the GBS, whatever, itineraries. Okay. Oh, okay, I understand. Oh, because the limit is just 1, so we're just getting 1 result. So yeah, what we need to do, okay, in this case, let's put 10, and then here, what we can do is just run through all this, okay, and make another 4 here, itinerary in itineraries, okay, segments, departure. Let's see if there's some segment information. So we have data, we have the first one, we have itineraries, we have Okay, segments. We run through segment. As you can see, there's a bunch of. So itinerary will be, I think this could work because we have the flight. Okay, let's try this. I think this one should work. Just stop this here. Okay, just close this. And let's make it 5 results. Just not to. Probably should work. Okay, so we have the, okay, duration. Okay, because duration, we just have one. So if we iterate, we'll just get one. So it's getting why that's, I think why it's getting like this key error because it's out of range or something because we only have one, or I don't know. So okay, now we have the Barcelona, Istanbul. Okay. So this is the parts of the flight. Basically, it's a little bit messy here, but it's from Barcelona to Istanbul with Turkish Airlines. This flight, uh, this time, and then Istanbul to San Francisco with the airline, whatever, 13 hours, and then another flight. Okay, so this will be another flight. So yeah, let's see how you can. Actually, you can just do this in one single line. You can just, it will be a little bit big. So let's add here, for example, F. Okay, and segment. Okay, so this should be a little bit easier to read. Segment. Okay, this one's missing some closing here. Okay, and then we can add here more params. Segment career code number. Okay, and the duration we can add actually. Segment duration, segment, well, whatever. Okay, just let's leave this here. Let's see if we can get it into one line. Let me see. And nope. Okay, I know because there's it's trying to do some random stuff here with strings and trying to convert it into hours. But it's not working properly. Probably it's this. Let me see. Yep. So now we have the flights here. Let me see the duration, and then there's this closing bracket here. Okay, just to see it more clear. So we have the Barcelona Istanbul. It will be with Turkish Airlines. Actually, if we look for this flight, it will exist because they have the same flight like every day. So this is the flight that we're looking for. It's the same flight, but different days with different prices, different doors and times. Well, not different times, but probably some little bit difference here. A lot of good info was given. Thank you so much, Green Yoshi. Definitely worth checking out the recording. Thank you. And yeah, so now we have this, okay? So we are using their API and we can do some great stuff with it, probably. So let me see if we can just separate this. Okay, I don't want to put it in just one line. Let's add some stuff. Well, you actually can add, for example, the price. Okay, you can just go here, itineraries, segments. Inside the segment, you have the departure. You have departure. Oh, sorry, the arrival, whatever, the number, duration. Okay, so let me see. Itineraries. Okay, itineraries. Okay, so running. So we should have here the price. Okay, so here we have the price, as you can see. Offers item, offers item. Okay, let me see. Probably this should work. This should probably okay. Offer items. We don't find the position. Offer items. Okay, so basically price will be in data, and let's just put it here. Flight price. Let me see total. Okay, and price will be okay, and just like this. Let me see, and the currency will be. I don't know where this offer items comes from. To be honest, I just can see the flight price total and flight price currency. Flight price currency. Okay. So the good thing here is that you can see a bunch of information here. For example, the price, you have the total, and then you have the base, and then you have all the different charges you get, the fees from supplier, ticketing, whatever. And even you can have like the traveler pricing. Like for example, the adult is not paying the same as a child, and on and on. So you get the different rates, the different taxes that gets applied to the ticket, whatever. So this is where you have like all the information, the economy, so the fare, the class, the weight. Oh, okay, the bags. Wait, I was just gonna go crazy. Like, hmm, when does this like that would be a little bit strange. Like, hey, can you weigh yourself here? Oh, okay, so you're paying 25 euros more. You're fat. Okay, you're fat. Didn't your mom tell you? You're fat. No, just kidding. Um, so yeah, I think okay, I think we're getting somehow the same price. Cause actually, I recommend you just to get this. For example, if you want to map all that information, go to JSON formatter. For example, this one. I like this one. Paste all this here. Go here. Okay, just just you can see. Every, can you hear me? Okay, the headphone just went. Well, mm, can you hear me? I connected the other one, but I don't know if it's connected 100%. Audio is good. Okay, thank you. Thanks. Okay, thank you so much. Flying sounds harsh. Okay, so yeah, I recommend you just to go here. For example, as you can see, obviously it's much more clear here than in Postman. Well, actually, it's clear in Postman too because obviously you can probably when you use it, you use the Postman like this. It's more clear, so you can see all the data, the structure, and see how you can go inside with loops and get all the information. But obviously, you cannot see anything, so that's why I just put the screen big. Probably you don't program like this, but just for you to get the details, just recommend you to go like here and see all the data you can get from here and just map all the data, work with it. But the main thing is the response and the query, and this is how you can basically get it. So this is an example. I can upload the code if you want. So yeah, just let me delete this and I can upload the code. Let me see if we can. We'll just git ads, everything, just comment, flights, engine. I know, let's call it like this. Yeah, I will send the repo. Don't worry. github.com. Okay, just let me see. API. Okay. Yep, there you go. If you want to create uh, the API key and token, just go to Amadeus. Okay, just let me share with you the resource too. Just let me share with you the documentation, and yeah, there you go. Oops. Okay, my apps. Okay, this is the Amadeus development center where you can just generate all that information. So yeah. Any question till now? I think we kind of okay. We're on time, but we're tight. So yeah, that was a little bit all what I wanted to cover, just to so you can learn how to use it, how to go through documentation. Don't fear the documentation. As you saw, it's really simple. You know, sometimes you can just create two. Can you see the code? It's like 20 lines, or not even, because there's a lot of space, and there's this for thing here. But for the API, it's basically one line, two, three, four, 5, 6, 7. So it's literally 7 lines, and you can do so much. So, and as you saw, the documentation at the beginning was like, oh, do this, you know, do this request here, and then get this out. You know, sometimes you just go inside and you see, oh, all this, like this kernel here. I need to get a token, then make another request to get more information, and you just get a little bit um, you know, you have a little bit of fear. I had that fear too at the beginning when I was starting with APIs. I was just going through documentation with a bunch of information, didn't understand anything, just trying to make things work. So hope this could help you. Just just not just throw yourself into the documentation, test things. You won't lose nothing, just some time and some headache, but it will worth it. It will be worth it. So, yeah, that's it. A little bit. Did you enjoy the stream? Did you learn something? Um, Thank you so much, Rinyashi, for the support. Uh, yeah, try with small APIs. I recommend, or APIs that have a clear documentation, so you don't get like all this in a sudden. Because if you go, for example, into I don't know, Amazon or Microsoft Azure documentation to deploy something on the cloud, you will just get buffered with all this information, and maybe you're just gonna say, "Hey, I don't want to do this." Just start if you're starting. I mean, just go with small ones. Try to make simple things, simple requests, and just get it by hand until you reach more a level. So yeah, can I deploy for free? Do you mean in Google Cloud? Actually, you have, if you register, I think you have like a stipend, like some free voucher or something that you can start working with. Because I'm student, so no money. Okay. I recommend you to go with Google Cloud. I think they have some free stipend at the beginning when you register. If not, there's Netlify, I think. Netlify. Let me send you to this website here. Okay, try this. I don't know exactly the pricing, to be honest, but I think they have some free thing. I hope this stream is uploaded. I'd like to watch it again, just in case there's a problem with YouTube streaming currently. You could always export from Twitch directly into YouTube. Yeah, I'll try to save the stream, because something happened with with YouTube. I don't know exactly, but I couldn't just start it on YouTube. So hope I can save this and upload it somehow. I got front end in React and back end in Django, separate ports running. How to deploy that? Just deploy it separately. You can deploy the back end with an API or whatever, and then the front end. I think that will be the easiest way. Yeah, try Netlify. If not, just search like online hosting free or whatever. You probably find a bunch of results. There's a bunch of them free, so don't worry about that. And yeah, that's it. Hope you liked it. Hope you enjoyed it. I won't see you until next Global Hack Week. This is my last stream for this one. So hope you enjoyed all the other streams. Hope you had some fun. And yeah, that's it. And if I'll stay here for a minute. If you have more questions, feel free to ask. If you need something or you're working on something, you need some advice, feel free to ask. And yeah, hope you like the other streams too. Uh, it was good and appreciate it. I really like how you were showing a ton of other tool uh, websites. Yeah, thank you. Just trying to show you some different things you can use, and yeah, it was great. Thanks for your time. Thank you for your time, actually. And probably it's really late in your country or really early. So I really appreciate you being here and watching the stream till the end. So thank you so much. Thank you, thank you, thank you. And sorry again for this huge bar here. I probably need to delete a bunch of apps that I don't use. Uh, for example, I don't know. Oh, this one out. Okay, Visual Studio actually pretty cool. So yeah, thank you so much, folks, and yeah, hope to see you on the next stream. I remember your names, even if you think I don't. So I will be looking for your names on the next Global Hack Week to see who's there 100% and who's not. Okay, so thank you so much again, and hope you have a great night, week, day, afternoon, Sunday. Not Sunday, obviously. I don't think there's that big time difference, but maybe it's already Thursday. So yeah, thank you so much, and see you on the next one. Have a great day. Have a great day.